Good morning to you. This morning we are going to be talking about how to quit your job even when you don't have any support. This is a very real thing for people right now, historically speaking, and I'm sure in the future as well, right? This will always be a thing. Right now it's very, very prevalent, so I want to make sure that you guys have a good understanding of how to be able to make this thing happen instead of letting it be a dream that you once had that you just bypassed because it was unable to make happen, okay? So let's go ahead and get at it. You guys can win things. Here's the thing, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on YouTube videos, and share my YouTube videos into social media, tagging myself or my business page in it, one person that does those things every week, well, one person wins every week. The person doesn't have to do it every week, but one person wins every week. So, I mean, I guess your odds are better if you do it every week, so there's that. But one person every week is going to win something from my swag shop. If you're like, Martha, where's your swag shop? Then it's at withmartha.com. At the very top, go to shop, and then you're gonna see all my swags, all me swags. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I see you guys showing up in live chat. Keep saying what you're saying. Ask questions as I go through. I'm gonna swing back through at the end of the video, see what you guys are talking about, put some of you guys up on screen where you belong. And now we're gonna get into what we're talking about today, which is how to quit your job when you have no support. Here's the deal, guys. Most people, when they decide that they wanna quit their job, well, I mean, gosh, let's just back up. How many of us have ever wanted to quit our job before? In the comments, let me know. Have you ever wanted to quit your job before? Have you ever been sitting at work thinking, well, first, I'm just gonna lean back here. Here's how my mind worked in the 9 to 5 grind, I guess. I would think of how much money I was making an hour being there. And then I would think, that's not a lot. And then I would think, how many hours would I have to work to really be able to do what I want to do, right? The thing is having a good savings or to go buy this thing that I wanted to buy or whatever. How many hours do I need to work in order for that to happen? And as soon as I would think of how many hours that was, I would immediately be like, but there's not even that many hours in a week, let alone that many waking hours, let alone that many hours available to work. Did anybody else do that kind of crazy math like I did? I'd be like, I have to work all these hours and those don't even exist, right? So, guys, we've all been there where we want to quit the job that we're in, and that's just human nature. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say what I think here. We were not created to sit in cubicles 40 hours a week. Our bodies don't even like that. You know what I'm saying? Our bodies don't even like to be sitting down for 40 hours a week. And not that every job is sitting down, but a lot of them are, you know? And so we don't even like to do that. Like our bodies aren't even made, like we are physically not created to do that stuff, right? And yet we live in a society now where it's expected and it feels necessary that we have to do that in order to live, right? In order to be able to have the things that we need to have in our day-to-day life. And then whenever, you know, like if you have to stop working and then you go on government assistance or something like that, then you really get stuck in a wheel because you can't ever make too much money and then you lose the government assistance. There's like a tight space there where people are scared to get off of government assistance, and I am just like, oh, there's so much more out there for you. Please stop being scared of like getting off of that because there's so much out there. Anyway, I digress. I went down a rabbit hole there. But it's a real thing. Psychologically, ask anybody that has been on government assistance before. That is a thing. It's a real life thing. They're scared to make too much money because then they won't get this tiny little bit of money that they get from the government. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's a whole mind jack that's happening with people. But anyway, so let's get back to the topic at hand. So to be able to quit your job when you don't have any support. So now let's go back to society and the way that we look at jobs, or the way that we have in the past anyway. I do believe that that's changing in a pretty fundamental way right now. I think we're actually leading the charge with the change of that, which is great. Somebody has to, right? I'm happy to be the one to do it. But society and culturally, we look at people wanting to quit their jobs as people being lazy. And they want to quit their job and they're not dependable. And they are irreverent. And they make bad choices. They aren't looking at the big picture. This is sort of a narrative. I mean, if you really dig deep, it's a narrative. It's a thing that whenever somebody says, I'm going to quit my job, people don't look at them and say, good for you, yes. I mean, in my communities, we do that. But in the world, if you were to say, I'm going to quit my job, you're going to have a lot of people come at you, probably in your DMs. You're going to have a lot of people come at you and be like, are you okay? Do I need to send someone over? Do I need to come over there? Do you need something? Do you need a self-care day? You know, like, are you all right? Because that's a little bit crazy. And then in the back of their mind, they're feeling a tiny bit judgy about it. That's reality. But like I said, I kind of popped it in there a little bit. In my communities, that's not what it's like. In my communities, we're like, heck yes, I just quit my job. Heck yes, my resignation notice is taking effect 4 weeks from now. My last day was yesterday. And then there's like a party about it because we know what's on the other side of that when you have a good plan and when you have a good community surrounding you and supporting you in that space. We know that everything that you were created for is on the other side of that. Now, am I sitting here saying, don't work a 9-to-5 job, corporations suck, da 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 da? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that there is a very high number of businesses that simply don't give a rip about us anymore. I'll say it, and I don't care. It's true. And we all need to know that. Because the loyalty you give is not given back to you. You may be loyal to a company for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and they will fire you tomorrow and not think twice about it. And you'll be left like, oh, but I committed so much time to this, right? There's a lot of people out there in that same boat. The way that businesses are built, I was on a radio show yesterday talking to a couple of guys about this same thing. The way businesses are built up right now is they build up to IPO. IPO is where you go public with your company, where all of a sudden maximizing shareholder profits is the only important thing, no longer anybody else. But they build up to IPO and they build up these great businesses where they really treat their employees well, right? Most of them do. And then all of a sudden they go public and it all changes. And so the company that you helped build and that you were there for and they cared about you and you cared about them and all of that stuff, this stuff changes, you guys, and it changes overnight. And it's not just for companies that go public. I'm not trying to scare you right now, but I'm trying to shake you into reality. And there's a piece of you that already knows it. And you may have paid attention to that, and you may be putting your head in the sand. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with you for putting your head in the sand. It's a human response. It's a human response to not want to think about the scary thing. But I'm here to say, let's look at the scary thing, and then let's create a solution so the thing isn't even scary. Because here's the reason why it's scary. The reason why it's scary is because all of your eggs are in that proverbial basket. It's because all of your hopes, all of your dreams, all of your financial goals, all of your health insurance, everything is in this basket right here. And if somebody just cuts the string to that basket, everything is gone. And so you can imagine the amount of anxiety that you already get from that, maybe not even realizing that's actually where that's coming from. You may just feel like stressed out, but you may not be able to pinpoint it because it's just life is so crazy and fast. And I have the kids and I have this and I have that and that. You don't have the time to sit down and really focus and think, oh my gosh, my stress is actually about what happens if you lose everything in just this one thing. And so my solution for you is to start looking at what you can do aside from that. Add additional baskets. Before you start quitting your job, if you want, some people just jump out the window. I've done that, not literally. I've done that where I essentially jumped out the window and built my wings on the way down. I've done that and it worked for me. I'm not going to say everybody should do it. People definitely should have a financial buffer so your family is safe and those sorts of things. I did have a financial buffer, by the way. It wasn't huge. It wasn't huge. It was still stressful, but there was a financial buffer there. I'm going to, that is disclaimer, there was a financial buffer. But you guys, whenever you're wanting to quit your job, if you're wanting to quit your job, start setting up these other baskets so you know that you've got stuff to lean into. And the beauty is as you have these other things you can start leaning into income-wise, the job becomes less sucky. There's not a better way to say that. It becomes less sucky because it's less stressful. Because all of a sudden, day by day by day by day, as you keep doing better at these other baskets that you have, as you keep doing better at those things, all of a sudden, it's okay if you walk out the door on this thing. Who cares if they fire you? Who cares if one day they're like, nah, basket's gone. You're like, nah, that's all right. I've got like 5 other baskets. I'm good. Peace out. That is a much better place to be in. And I'm going to say this. That is a much better place for your kids to see you be in. That is a much better place for us to be modeling to our children. Because our children will do as we do. It's all they know. So as your kids are looking at you right now, what are they seeing? What are you modeling to them? Is it something you want them to do? Is it something you would be proud of them doing? Sometimes this hurts, and I understand that. The first time I asked myself this question, it hurt. But it's why I made the decision that I made. Some of you guys know my origin story. It's why I made the decision I made. Literally. So, how do you quit your job with no support? You make sure that you're setting up baskets on your own. You don't need support for that. Make sure that you're in a community that has your back, that is running, that is doing the same thing that you're doing. If you do not have a community that is like that, you guys, I have a community for you, right? There's darn near 10,000 people in this community, and it is families creating their legacies. The link is in the description of this video. Join my community. Let's do this thing. In order to be able to quit your job with no support, you get support. Don't make your significant other feel like they have to be your support when it is not in them yet. What I mean by that is there's going to be fear with your significant other. They don't understand. They maybe don't have the vision and they may not see what you see. And that's okay. Stop putting it on them to be somebody that they're not. Work in silence. Work on your own. Work in the community. Be in our family, right? That's where you're going to have that support. And then whenever your significant other starts to see what's going on, it will be much easier for them to come in, but stop putting it on them. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put it on them for them to understand what you're doing and support what you're doing. And when they don't, you don't. And it ends everything. Paralysis happens. And it could all be changed just by taking on the support that you have. And we have that group for you. I was talking a little bit about the multiple baskets. If you guys wanted to jump into this, you are welcome to. It's definitely like 90% off right now. So what you do, it's HBR, Home-Based Revolution. And it is literally where I pull back the curtain on how I've created what I've done. And you can create it too for yourself with your own flavor, with your own type of thing. Okay, so you're not doing exactly what I'm doing. You're doing it based on you. It's a very dynamic program. It's pretty amazing. And so what you would do is you would go to Livin the Dream with Martha, excuse me, it's my Facebook business page. You would message me the words, let's do this, rainbows and unicorns, whatever you want. And we can pop you into that group and you can get moving today. So you can start now and then be able to quit sooner rather than later. Let me go ahead and get that off of the screen. Andrea, we don't have to work for someone else to work outside of the home. I work for me, but I am not home for 4 out of 5 days. Gone all day? Nope, it feels good. Thank you for leading the charge, Martha. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it. Kim, loving this. Yes, yes. Sherry, yes, just happened to someone I know, and we have seen this being just a number personally. That's what it happens. It happens, you guys. It's real. Delshad, yes, my poor husband is in that right now. IPO is all the big boys care about. You guys, it's real. It's real. We have to stop pretending that it's not real because then we stop protecting ourselves and our families. I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye-bye.